Today on Animal Fact Files, we're talking about giant earthworms. It's a giant help to us when you subscribe. There isn't exactly a distinct group of earthworms that includes all the giant earthworms. Some vastly different species are just able to reach gargantuan sizes. Instead of focusing on giant earthworms as a whole, we'll talk about some of the most well-known giant earthworms living around the planet. To start off, there are African giant earthworms. These earthworms are found in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. African giant earthworms may be the largest living species that humans are aware of. Supposedly, the longest individual was more than 20 feet long, though on average these worms reach about 4.5 feet in length. African giant earthworms can be more than half an inch thick and weigh more than 3 pounds, which makes them a large-sized meal for the snakes that eat them. While African giant earthworms may hold the title as the longest living earthworms, a species from Australia is, in terms of averages, longer. Compared to the African giant earthworms' 4.5-foot typical length, giant Gippsland earthworms, who live in clay soils near the banks of streams and hail from the Victoria region of Australia, come in 2 feet longer than African giant earthworms on average, giving giant Gippsland earthworms a general length of about 6.5 feet. That's longer than most humans are tall. They're also thicker than the African giants, with body diameters of almost an inch. Supposedly, when approaching the territory of one of these giant Australian worms, faint gurgling noises can be heard as they move through their burrows within the ground. Giant Gippsland earthworms even have a festival held annually in their honor. In another part of Australia are large earthworms so colorful they might be mistaken for a piece of candy. The Prussian blue earthworm is named so because of its bright blue appearance. These giants can also reach more than 6 feet in length and are found in mountainous regions of Queensland, Australia. What's neat about these specific giant earthworms is that they leave behind glowing trails of mucus as they traverse volcanic soil. On the other side of the world are more giant earthworms. Two species from the same genus found in the northwestern corner of America are able to reach more than 3 feet in length. These are the Oregon and Washington giant earthworms. Both of these worms are threatened by habitat loss and invasive species. They come out at night to eat plants above the ground, and when disturbed, they may let out an odor that's similar to the smell of lilies. And, closing up our list, further south live giant earthworms who construct giant mounds of poop. Earthworms of this genus may also reach lengths of more than 3 feet, and their poop mounds can get even larger. These mounds, made of castings, which is the fancy word for worm feces, may be more than 15 feet across and 7 feet tall. The mounds occur because the earthworms always poop in the same spot, and when one dies, another moves in to replace it. These earthworms and their poop mounds are found in the floodplains of the Orinoco River in South America. The mounds give the worms breathing holes to be used when this area floods. As time goes on, these mounds may be used by other animals as well as plant species. This is only a handful of the giant earthworms living around our world. For more facts on giant earthworms, check out the links in the description. Give a thumbs up if you learned something new today, and thank you for watching.